Hey, my elevators. This is Elle Beecham, owner, creator, and founder of the Elevate Movement, which is a naturopathic approach to healing and mental health. It has been a minute. Christmas, just passed or whatever. When I tell you that old man with worms, old man will give you worms video has went viral. Like, it is literally at 6,000 views right now. This is the most that I've ever had, but also the most controversial topic too. I've had men who have been very ugly, in their comments or whatever. But I just believe the old saying that a hit dog will holler. Don't take it out on me. I am, merely giving you an opinion, my experience. But if you also go into some of the comments and commentary of other ladies and men, people can attest to this, so it's not like I'm making this up. I've been accused of trying to pit, the sexes against one another, like men against women. I've had men in the comments to do this little passive aggressive sis thing, and to tell me even that I need to go to therapy and all of that stuff. However, this is a platform and a forum where passive aggressive comments are just not warranted and they're not welcome, so go on somewhere with all of that. But today I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she and we don't talk like often, but when we do talk, like, we catch each other up. She's going through some things with a person that she has been involved with for over 20 years, and now she's finally at the point to say, I deserve better. But if we separate the situation that she's going through, where she feels like, she deserves better, what's really happening is in 2024, it's a new year. And a lot of times, like, at the end of the year, going into a new year, we always wake up. We have these New Year's resolutions. We have new goals, new ambitions, new desires. And there are some things that changes and shifts within our paradigm, right? In our hearts, in our psyche. Like, things just start to change right before our eyes. What's happening with her that she didn't realize initially was like, hey, you are now starting to build a relationship with yourself, become better connected with yourself, to pay attention to desires, wants, fears, concerns that you have, and the things that you did in 2023, you no longer want to do them, and you definitely don't want to take them into 2024. She's also having a situation with her daughter, where her daughter is 35 years old and not quite ready to adult, if I'm honest. She moved back home. She just lost, like, her drive, to care about herself, her health, her career. Like, she doesn't have the desire to continue pursuing, like, this whole teaching certificate and things like that. So we all have these moments, and we all need people during these times to kind of propel us onto our path, and to have a forward trajectory towards our goals. That's one side of it. The other thing is like, she's been in this situation, with this guy, and also with her daughter. There's an emotional tie that we have to people in our lives that sometimes can cause us to stay in situations where we want something for them that they don't even want for themselves. We carry the load of that. We want them to be better. We want them to see. We want them to start changing. We want them to start putting one foot in front of the other and start moving differently. Ultimately, we also want them to handle us differently. We want them to see our care, our concern, our love for them. But when people are not on the same page, whether it's in a romantic or a platonic relationship, we got to take a step back, assess the situation, and put ourselves at the core. What do I need in this situation? Is it for my highest good? Is it granting me the peace and serenity that I need in order to carry it into 2024? Is this something, that's beneficial for me? How can I love these people from a distance because they don't see me as the person that I see myself as. They don't see the things that I'm doing as help. They don't see it as a form of love, care, or concern. So what do I need to do? Because right now I'm heavier than they are. I wanted more for them than they want for themselves. I'm pushing them in a direction that they are not even trying to go in right now. So what do? I put myself at the core. I take myself out of their business. I mind the business that pays me. I get selfish for a moment and I start loving on me. I start asking myself, is this, a peaceful situation? Is it for my highest good? Caring about them more than they care about themselves, is it benefiting me? Ultimately, why do I even care so much anyway? That's the bigger question. The bigger question is, why does that matter? She's my daughter. He's a boyfriend, someone that I used to care about. And I just had her to ask, but what do you need? What are you getting out of caring more for all of that than you do for yourself? And if you can't come up with anything, if you're not able to say what you need right now in different situations that are stressing you out, you got to take a step back and assess. Is it good for me? Does it feel good? Do I like it? Am I benefiting from this? Everybody involved in situations, whether platonic or romantic, need to be benefiting. It got to be of some benefit. That's how we stay in it. That's how we stay pushing. That's how we stay working towards something and communicating and helping and loving when it's beneficial. And we don't always get the benefit right away, though. Understand that. Sometimes the benefit comes later on, but you got to be able to see the benefit. You got to be able to see the value. You have to be able to see that you're doing it for a reason. You got purpose in this thing. You're intentional because why? You want this because why? You want to do this because why? You got to be able to answer all your questions. And it can't be because I've been doing this for 20 years. It can't be because this is my child. Sometimes we have to relinquish some of this responsibility that we put on ourselves when it's no longer beneficial. Sometimes showing the tough love to whoever is the benefit, because they need to see that you are not going to always show up like that, and it's going to look different for them, to them, on their behalf. So going into 2024, I'm challenging you to look at your relationships, whether these are friendships or romantic relationships, situationships. Are they beneficial? What you getting out of it? What you want to get out of it? What you want to carry into 2024? Is it too heavy for you? Do you have enough overflow? Like sometimes we operate from deficit. Sometimes our cup is not half full, but it's half empty. And if that's the case, you got to stop. You got to put that down. Whatever that thing is that's depleting and taking from that cup without pouring back into it, you got to stop it. Even if for a second, so that you can take a breather, regroup, refresh, restart, realign, begin again. You got to start over as many times as you need to, but just don't give up. Like, keep starting over. Keep trying. Keep doing this. And sometimes trying don't look the same. Sometimes it means that I'm going to stop talking as much to these people. I'm going to stop wanting things for them that they don't want for themselves. Sometimes the restarting is, I'm going to see what I need. I'm going to take a step back and I'm just going to see what I need. Are you okay? Have you been given too much? Is it time for you to start getting some of the things that you need from different people? Is it time for me to pick better people that can pour into me and I can pour into them? That's reciprocity. That's the back and forth exchange that we desire from human beings. You deserve that. So I encouraged her today to go out and get you something. You can determine what that something is. I can't. You know what you need. You know what you lacking. You know what you are in desire of. Go get it. So when I'm in a tumultuous situation like that, I'll sit back and I ask myself, what do you need right now to be okay? Ice cream, intimacy, dancing, going out for a night on the town, laughter, going to buy yourself something, treating yourself to something, a car ride, a cry, a good time. What do you need to be okay right now when you are in sticky situations or an emotionally taxing or draining situation? It's okay to pull out and say, woo, I need to see what I need. I need to see, what do I need to be okay? I need to make sure I'm good. I need to make sure my cup got enough in it before I decide to pour into somebody else. Did I check on me first? Did I see what I needed first? Am I loving on? See, that's a part of self-love. Do you even have enough? See, it's no longer self-love when you're depleting yourself on behalf of somebody else. And I know that we were taught that. I know that we were taught to keep giving and giving and showing up and being this person and that person for all of these people. But we were not taught to show up for ourselves. We were not taught to even ask ourselves, like, are you good to even be doing that? You got enough? You got enough energy, you got enough time, you got enough money, you got enough advice, you got enough love, you got enough resources. Check in with yourself first before you start giving to somebody else. So in 2024, assess these relationships. Are they beneficial for you, to you? And if so, how? And how can you return the favor to them? It's about reciprocity. It's about give and take. And giving and taking looks different. We won't always be on the receiving end. We won't always be on the giving end. But it should never feel like a daunting task where you're depleted and you're empty. So until my next video, elevators, I hope you all have a happy new year. Thank you so much for listening to me like ramble on about my different experiences and conversations that I have with different people. But the more, I share, I just want to challenge and provoke like thought, a different way, a different understanding, a different means to an end. So until my next video, elevators, I'm out.